Hey people, what's up? I'm here with a topic that is very important to be discussed, that is homeschooling. And this term is being very famous for the last few years, and especially during the pandemic, people who are not sending the children to the schools are really looking for other options as well. So is homeschooling a right thing to do? Is the big question that I'm putting forward, because absolutely, if you look at the schooling system that is being designed is not fitting for your children, or it is not fitting for ourselves first while we are sitting at school. So we are looking for other options, and homeschooling comes next. So most of the developed countries as well are looking for other options, and the alternate schools and the homeschooling is becoming very popular right now. And let's look at some of the factors. The major factor is whether homeschooling is good for your children or not, and the answer is it goes in two ways, yes as well as no. So what is the factor? Let us discuss. Okay, the factor we should consider is the goal of a school should be, or a parents, whether you are homeschooling or if you are considering the alternative schools, the major role is giving the perfect environment for your child to explore and understand the true potentials and possibilities of him and how he can contribute to the society. So that is the major role that school or any other homeschooling plays. So the problem here is the parents who want their children to be homeschooled, or majority of people or teachers, or majorly the people who really don't like the schooling system, or if their children are differently abled or different, they have the different potentials, like if they are very good at sports and if they want to invest more time on sports rather than schooling. And there are many reasons why people choose homeschooling, but we should understand something. If you are not aware of what is going on with your child and how you can work with him, that becomes a problem. So if you compare school and your homeschooling, you are actually doing a better job if you are really focusing on your children's ability and working towards it. But majority of school don't do that because they are not designed to do that. They focus on a curriculum, they focus on a timetable, they focus on a schedule where a student should be doing this and this and this. And if you are looking at the developing countries like India, we focus on marks. So this marks acts as a ticket for students to get into a good college, to get a good job and earn and all these stuff. But there comes a lot of problems, and slowly people are trying to understand, and now people are looking for alternative schools, alternative options, homeschooling and things. And that's a good thing, but it's up to an individual, it's up to the parent if they really know what to do with the children and how to work with them, then homeschooling is perfect. So I've seen many parents who are into homeschooling is like they act as a teacher for the children. They support them very personally, getting into the homeworks of them and working on it. No, that is not the right way of doing things. It will not elongate, it will not make the synapses, it will not work in the neuroplasticity of the children's development. So what they do is they take out the children from the school and take them into a park or some kind of environment, or inside the nature, changing the environment and giving the physics book and telling them to solve the problems. And does it work? No, they are acting as a teacher even inside the forest or whatever. There are many kinds of approach for the children, and that approach differs from every individual. What's the step that I should be taking is number 2, that is finding a right mentor. So what happens is, I can see some mentors who are really into the homeschooling is they treat most of the people in a very same way. Like there's a trainer and there are parents and children's. They are giving a set of plan to be done, and the parents will be executing it to the children, and they find kind of difficult for them to cope up. So how a mentor should be is, the mentor should be personally focusing on the children and working with the parent as well as children, understanding both of them and finding a right balance, a right work to be done within them, so that the learning happens. And it takes tremendous amount of energy, tremendous amount of knowledge, intelligence for you to sit and work with them. So finding a right mentor is really important. And number 3 is doing a lot of research as a parent and finding a lot of resources for your children to be exploring. Like, you should not be teaching them, instead you wanted to make them curious on certain things to be learned. For example, if you are considering, if you want your children to be learning, knowing about the plants, you should not feed the information to them. Like, if you should not be taking them near the tree and showing all the functions that it does and happens. You should make them ask questions. You should make them curious. So there are different ways that you can make them. Suppose if you wanted to make them know about a pond or a tree, you should be taking them to near it and have a walk with them and let them initiate the questions. So there comes an empty space where they are ready to observe what you're telling, and the learning comes by asking questions. These questions are the results of curiosity, and that is how children should be learning. Even in school, if you are a teacher who are watching this, please understand, don't feed the information inside their head. It will not work. Instead, make them curious so that they can learn. And as a parent, you should be really knowing a lot of things, not the information, because information is available, but it is about how you convey the information when they ask certain questions is really important. And fourth most important factor that you should be considering if you are considering homeschooling is the time commitment. Whether you can spend time with your children and whether you can invest energy and money for your children. If it is yes, please go for it, because that is a fantastic time for you, fantastic opportunity for you to bring up your progeny to the best possibility possible. I'm not saying we can make them superhumans, but we can make true free human beings. And the fifth point I wanted to talk about is socializing. So the majority of the people who send their children for school are claiming that being social is very important. So suppose if we are considering the homeschooling, there is a lack of possibility for my child to be socialized. No, that is not the point. Socializing can be done anywhere. So if you are living among the community, even as an individual, we are not socialized, we are not socializing, and we are expecting our children to be socialized. So if you are a parent and homeschooling, and go and socialize, go and find children, go and find parents who are having a very similar age children, or elder or younger, no matter what. You are living among a community, so you can go and find many people who are like-minded, or you can find many people in social media. You can arrange for a gathering. There are tremendous amount of possibilities that you can come up with ideas like this and doing stuff like this, which really helps him for being socialized. And being socialized is not like him being close with the children who are in their age. It can be also like this. He is very interested in older people or younger people than him. He wants to socialize with different kinds of age groups. That is a fantastic thing to be done, guys, because that brings out a different possibility inside them. We don't know what he is up to. And the last but very important point is whether can you take this for a long time, whether this works for a long term. So suppose if you are into the homeschooling and you are discontinuing in the middle, and suppose you want your children to be in the regular school, and there comes a kind of friction where the shift in the environment, the adaptability is being a major factor that you should be considering. Adaptability is a good thing, but being in the home, working with the parents, and suddenly going to a school is a really challenging task for certain people. Why I'm saying challenging is because the system is designed in certain way. Schools are not letting children to be developing on their own, or they are very afraid that if I'm not taking care of the children, if I'm not feeding them with some kind of information and knowledge, who else will do that? But no, guys, children are born curious, and we are kind of destroying the curiosity by feeding them something that is not really required, giving them all the pressure and things. And I'm Karthik. I wanted to create a huge impact among the society, among the education. So if you're watching this, please try to support my content, and you just wanted to share me your knowledge, your kind of support, so that I can bring this to the next level. Thank you for watching this video, and consider subscribing And if you want me to talk about anything else, just put it down in the comment and let me come up with a topic next time. Take care guys, bye bye.